So I will be teaching about Kubernetes introduction, and this is the author San Paradox one. You can follow me on Instagram. So in this video series, I'm going to tell you about what is Kubernetes, its core features, and also we are going to see a sample of how we can create a pod, and I will also show you how I can create multiple pods. So let's get started. So what is Kubernetes? So Kubernetes is also known as K8s. It's an open source system for automation of deployment, scaling and management of containerized application. So what does it mean, containerized application? So if you have used Docker, so we can containerize our application using a Docker image. Let's say there is a React application or a Spring Boot application, so I can write a Docker file and I can containerize my application and I can deploy it in Kubernetes, and so the application will run and communicate with other services. So let's say there are two application. One is of React and second one is of let's say Python. So I will containerize to these two application, and depending upon on which port it's running, we can create a pod and create a communication between two microservices. So what is the features of Kubernetes? So this is a list of features which Kubernetes comes up with, and it is very good features, and all the modern application are using Kubernetes for this kind of features. So I will list some of the features like automation of rollouts and rollbacks, service discovery and load balancing, storage orchestration, secret and configuration management, and so on. So in the future video series, we will be seeing an example of all these features, and I will be sharing you with all the examples of how these features can benefit our application of all kind of size, let's say large application, mid-size application, or even a small applications. So let's go up with what is pods. So the concept of pod is very important. So it's a kind of a container with a shared storage and a network resource. So the pod basically run inside a node. So inside a node we can run multiple pods, and all these pods are like a containerized application which communicate with each other. So let's say there are microservices, 5 microservices, and we want to make a communication between them. So using the pod concept, and there are concept of cluster IP, load balancers. So all this we are going to see in a future video. This is just a sample video of this is starting the course. So I will show you a sample example of how we can create a pod. So this is a sample YAML file which we can run inside using pipelines, or using if you are using Azure Kubernetes service, we can use AGCLI, or there are multiple ways we can run this file. So currently I am going to use kubectl to run this file, and I am using Docker desktop. So Docker desktop you can install. It's a very good thing for testing our application locally. In the future videos I will be showing you the example of using Azure Kubernetes service, and there are other services which are provided by Amazon, Google. So let's get started with our sample deployment of our application. So this is a sample pod, and I have already installed kubectl. So let me clear this up. If I do ls and if I type nano sample pod.yaml, so this is a very basic example of running a Nginx pod. So Nginx is a kind of a web server which we use to deploy our applications. It's a kind of a web server. There are other web servers like Apache and Tomcat servers. So let me show you like how we can run this. So we have to type kubectl apply dash f, then sample pod.yaml. So we can see that pod nginx1 is created. If I do kubectl get pod dash m, let me do this, get pod. So we can see that this nginx pod is created. Let me if I do some modification in this YAML file, let's say if I let me make it as nginx2. So the image, this is the image tag number which we are using from Docker Hub, and it is running on a port 80. So if I do Control X and save this file, and if I run the same apply command, so we can see that the two pods are created. If I do kubectl get pod, so we can see that two pods are created. The same way we can create multiple pods, and so currently these pod are running, only one replica is running per pod. In the future videos I will show you like what are replicas, what are services, what are deployments, and many other exciting stuff we can do inside Kubernetes, and how we can build a large scale application and so on. So please like and subscribe this video. Goodbye, take care.